Let's bring in retired Major General David Fraser, our CTV military analyst. General, thank you very much for joining us as always.
Roger, good to be with you.
This attack this morning, or apparent attack on Tel Aviv, a missile launch from Hamas, are you surprised by that?
Well, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, it's well planned by Hamas that tactically it won't have much significance. Strategically, it just shows from the area that Israel is attacking into Rafah, Hamas still has the ability to reach out and attack Tel Aviv. So it is a political strategic strike more than it is a tactical one, but it also demonstrates Hamas still has the capability, notwithstanding the IDF are right on the doorsteps, to inflict damage onto Tel Aviv. So again, it's just showing a bit of the weakness of what the IDF and what the Prime Minister of Israel is trying to do, that Hamas can still attack them.
Now, they've been quiet for 4 months when it comes to any kind of missile attacks. Is there a reason for right now, a specific reason?
Well, I think, that's going to be the question, whether or not that they have enough missiles and they're just harboring what resources they do have, that the IDF are getting so close that they don't want to lose these missiles, so they might as well just fire them off. I mean, it could be any or all the above. The fact of the matter remains is that, they fired these, and there can be a lot of questions to the IDF and to the Israeli Prime Minister. What are you going to do as a result of this? But for Hamas, it just shows that they are a lethal force.
And Tel Aviv, not a surprising target?
No, it's not. I mean, if you want to get people's attention, I mean, look at us on a Sunday morning. We're talking about Tel Aviv. We're not just talking about missile attacks, into Israel or anywhere else. We're talking about into the Israeli capital, and that is not capital, but the major city. I think that is important for the Israelis to deal with, and to show that Hamas has still got a lot of punch left in it. So this is a political statement.
Is there any way Israel can retaliate to this, or they'll just continue their operations?
Roger, I think they're just going to double down on their operations, and even if for the Israeli ground commanders, they're probably getting a lot of encouragement and pressure from the politicians to say, finish this off, get it done. So we're going to see a lot more attacks into Rafah. We're probably going to see an acceleration of some of the ground fighting, which is bad news for the Gazans, and it's probably going to be bad news for that humanitarian aid. How do you get through the fighting to get it to the people who need it the most?
How do we interpret Egypt saying yes to the moving the aid to go through the southern Israel port rather than through Rafah?
Well, I think it's from the Egyptians' point of view, they can't go through Rafah because it's in Israeli hands. The problem there is what's going to squirt out if they even try to get into there. So, I mean, and again, they can't sit on their hands and do absolutely nothing while the humanitarian crisis just carries on. So between the U.S. and Egypt, they've worked with Israel to find another way in there, and it's in the southern part of Israel's borders, which is an important aspect to try to push humanitarian aid into the people who need it. But I think it's an accommodation of, and the acknowledgement of the realities on the war. Rafah is just too dangerous now.
And does it give Israel more control over what is going in, what aid is actually getting in?
Israel has always controlled what was going in and coming out. And this just gives them, to your point, Roger, a lot more control because it is an Israeli-controlled territory.
Okay, General, thank you as always for your insight and analysis.
Roger, thank you.